This is a presentation of RBT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the WrestleCast presented by RBT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find is fine out recording and live on RBT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Meta J, that is TWK.
Hello everyone, I'm TWK, and I have some Pepsi Wild Cherry ready for tonight's festivities!
You have chosen very wisely. I've had Wild Cherry Pepsi. That is an excellent beverage. Much excellent beverage. Before we continue, Shintai Girl had to back out last minute. He's fine, just not feeling up to snuff. Had a bit of a medical thing, and he's choosing wisely, mind we add, to rest
I know
up.
what made him sick. I know the real reason he was sick. It's about what happened earlier today on the new Legacy Inc. YouTube channel.
Oh, no, what happened now?
The next challenger for Mitsuharu Misawa's WGGP Championship was none other than, thanks to It's My Yard, People Power!
Okay. Prime Johnny Ace or douchebag People Power Johnny Ace?
It was 90s Johnny Ace.
Okay, it's still a good matchup. It's still a good matchup. It's still good.
Johnny Ace won.
He said he had a medical thing. He had some medicine. He is fine. He is choosing wisely to rest up for the evening. And he will be back with us on Ref Down on Thursday, and of course on Friday for the preview. I believe it is preview time almost, isn't it? Yeah, it almost is preview time. Next week we'll be previewing that wonderful, wonderful show that we look forward to that is All Out. We'll talk about that a little later this evening because I do have a thought that I want to expose out of my mind. But yeah, Wild Cherry Pepsi, good call. I've had that
and
before.
I see that Rico has Mountain Dew Voodoo. Nice.
I drank my last Baja Blast for Dynamite on Wednesday.
Alrighty then, I hope you enjoyed it.
It was delicious as per usual.
Alright, so Matty J, what we got planned for tonight?
Well, we got some stuff to obviously the weekend in wrestling, including two pay-per-view quality pay-per-views, or at least 1.5 ones if you talk about SummerSlam being half a pay-per-view. Good things happen out of a SummerSlam. I know good things in WWE, not hand in hand as of late, but there was some good shit on SummerSlam, and there was some excellent stuff on TakeOver. So we'll discuss that as we go along. Of course, it's the AEW Rampage Chicago United Center post-mortem. It's been a week. We're going to talk about that for all of the obvious reasons, and Punk had another appearance on Dynamite. We'll discuss that as well. And, of course, the show itself. Impact was a thing. That was fun. Basically, just a whole lot of news and reviews and all that stuff. Your winners and losers. And, of course, you have to chat up there. So many things you want to ask? Go ahead. We'll bring them up as we bring up the news and all that good stuff. Still a big show, and it begins, ladies and gentlemen, as one would have predicted with CM Punk as Clip of the Week. However, if it weren't for his Friday show, If it weren't, no, that's right. Actually, if it weren't for the Wednesday show, the Friday show would have been front center as Clip of the Week. However, there's a lot of meat on the CM Punk bones from the United Center, as has been well explored. But Punk almost broke the internet again on Wednesday, and it shall be explained with one question by the microphone holder at the point. Mr. Tony Schiavone, this is your Clip of the Week. Take a listen.
What's the one thing, more than any, that brought you back after all these years not being with us in the ring?
Somebody over here said it. It's Penta El Cero Miedo. It's Ray Phoenix. It's Brian Pillman Jr. It's Jungle Boy. But before all those young names, there's one guy. So I'm going to go ahead and retire the nickname Voice of the Voiceless because I don't need to be that anymore. This place has a voice, and there's people back there that listen. You know why I'm here. Darby Allin, I watch you, I see you. You're reckless to a point of destruction, like you just want to end yourself. And I sit back and I look at a guy like you and I look at all the other young talent here in AEW and I say, can CM Punk still go? Does CM Punk still have what it takes? Can CM Punk still be the best in the world? And if the answer is yes, it starts with Darby Allin, because I look at Darby and I see somebody that would have been my favorite wrestler when I was 15 years old. I look at Darby Allin and I see myself. He's somebody that doesn't necessarily fit the mold of what somebody else thinks a professional wrestler is. Darby's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, but God damn it, he's got heart. And if I'm going to answer those questions to myself, can you still go? Can you still be the best? Can you still be the best in the world? That's somebody else's shtick, and you might just need to be a little bit more patient, okay? September 5th, All Out. It's me and you, Darby Allin, and it's a lot less about proving the haters wrong, and it's more about proving myself right.
Well then, a yes chant, and Phil Brooks says you gotta wait for it. Bryan Danielson, AEW confirmed. What else do we mean to talk? This was a by numbers CM Punk promo, but goddamn, I've missed those promos so much. Not even funny. Am I still live? Oh, no, you're live. You're there, T-Dub. You're just waiting for me to let you talk there.
I don't like to interrupt.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. No, I am New York, that Arthur Ashe Stadium is about to lose its roof. A lot of people are predicting that, and yeah, I'm going to jump on board on that.
Does it have a roof?
Well, I believe it is a dome-like structure, I think.
So I guess it can have an open roof.
Either way, there's going to be a lot of energy to blow off a roof.
And yeah, Nico points out, Tony Khan had to buy the entire country's worth of Ringer t-shirts. Like every Ringer t-shirt in the U.S. that you can print on, Tony Khan bought it just to fill all those orders for the CM Punk Ringer shirts.
Folks, best-selling shirt since the Bullet Club. So Bullet Club had 7 years worth of shirts. Punk did that in 3 goddamn days. That's how many shirts they sold.
That's how much of a legitimate star he is in pro wrestling. And apparently, the people over at Fox, not too happy that WWE apparently didn't even try to sign him.
You know what? Fox can say what they want, but WWE didn't want there. And obviously, if you go by Punk's promo, that's as much as go fuck yourself as you're going to get without instigating the WWE marks to,
I think Fox saw how much t-shirts he was selling. We're like, that could have been us.
That could have been our money. That could have been our ratings. Can you imagine if Punk showed up on SmackDown that Friday?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah. And this is Fox saying that. WWE don't want to give a fuck about Punk. And hey, you know what? Toxic relationships over business have happened in the past. I think that's one. I think everyone is happy that's not.
JC, but CM Punk isn't a draw, you see.
No, sure, Roman, sure. Blow me. Blow it out your ass. Blow it. Enigma Extreme. I'd buy the shirt, but the cost to get to Australia is like $60. Yeah, it's like 38 Canadian with it'd be around the $50 mark on my end. I don't blame you. I don't blame. It's a nice looking shirt though.
That it is. I'm very jealous of everyone who lives in Chicago because they now have 2 exclusive Punk shirts. First, the Money in the Bank shirt, and now this one. Because if you're in the Chicago arena for those shows, you get an exclusive back of the tee that says "I was there."
And the shirts would have the black trim, the black collar and
that's the Ringer trim. Part. That's the Ringer part.
The Ringer part, yeah. That stuff.
But you can buy the Ringer part, but if you're there in Chicago for either Money in the Bank or that return, you get exclusive, like, I was there for both of those.
And an ice cream bar, and I'm more jealous about the ice cream bar because I'm like, apparently it's a local company with fresh ingredients and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
And just to let you guys know, CM Punk apparently bought those himself legitimately, and he did that, like, over a year and a half ahead of time.
He knew. He was just biding his time.
And we know this because the company did a press release saying that, yeah, he bought those himself. He really did that. So when CM Punk said, ice cream bars on him, he meant it.
He meant, well, A, he's got the money, and B, you know what? Why the fuck not? Also, Gut says the Arthur Ashe Stadium does have a dome, so that dome's going to get blown off.
Before we get to anything else.
Before we get to that, of course, yeah.
I have to ask Maddie, did you watch Sammy Guevara's bonus vlog today?
I did, and that was a nice little behind-the-scenes stuff there.
My favorite part was Sammy ribbing Charlie with the blue belt.
Yeah.
That was great. I was wheezing.
That was a good rip. That was a good rib.
Because apparently he hates blue belts, which means he must have hated the original Attitude Era World title.
He must hate the living shit of the current Universal title. He must hate Roman Reigns with the burning passion for nothing else because that belt is on his fucking shoulder.
Technically, all the belts on SmackDown are blue.
He must hate the living shit out of SmackDown then. He must hate the living shit out of the blue brand right now. He must hate the shit out of Becky Lynch. We'll get to her.
But yeah, I just love it, especially because apparently he also doesn't eat pizza, so they decided to put a spinner belt on the center plate and make the spinner part a pizza.
Oh.
So he's just carrying this thing around at a convention for hours, being miserable. For those who don't know, Charlie's the prop guy for them. He does props and security.
That makes sense.
If you see a guy with a long ponytail and a beard and he's relatively skinny, well built, that's Charlie. You see him on Dynamite all the time, like in the background. Oh, not the icy towel. That's not blue. So that's the only non-blue belt.
That's the only belt that is, and it's on the right person, by the way. Just saying, but that's another story for another day.
All right, so I guess speaking of which, I guess we should get to SummerSlam.
Yeah, we may as well get to that. That's the first order of business was the weekend. Obviously, we will talk about the AEW stuff eventually, but that was a great. We would have played the first promo, but hey, you know what? We live reacted live to that son of a bitch last week. If you missed that, well, it's there. You would have to sync it up to the commercials and all that stuff, but oh well. SummerSlam from the Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Las Vegas, Nevada. Allegiant Stadium, Caesars parking lot. No, that doesn't make sense, doesn't it? Las Vegas, Nevada, 51336. Your summer vacation destination is the tagline. Wow, even the taglines are getting the bump down, aren't they? Jesus.
Used to be biggest party of the summer.
Your summer vacation destination.
Almost sounds like something you put on in the background.
SummerSlam. Anyway, the show started with Big E defeating Baron Happy Corbin, 635. Corbin stole the money in the briefcase, money in the bank briefcase, and apparently wants to buy it today. I guess, I don't know. It was a fun match, to be fair.
I didn't see the pre-show match.
It was easy to write down as some of it is. It was fine. It's what it was. It was fine.
Well, as long as Big E won, and hopefully he cashes in and wins. That's all I want to see.
That would be the hope. Hopefully he doesn't lose to Corbin and Vince says, "Cash in, motherfucker." Because that'd be the worst. RK Bro opened things up on the pay-per-view side. RK Bro, they won against AJ Styles and Omos. 7:05. Short, sweet, to the point. New champs.
It was a fine enough match. It felt like Monday Night Raw tag match, like the ones you'd have like after they go into the dark show mode and you just send the fans home happy, essentially.
Or, and you know what, a match like that, either you start very fast or you start them happy. And you know what, either way works. Apparently the crowd was happy to see Matt Riddle win another belt, so shrug. Fair enough.
Shrug, I guess. I mean, the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
And just it was mostly a basic match, nothing really to write home about, but they popped for the RKO. They love that.
Speaking of basic, Alexa Bliss defeated Eva Marie like anyone was fucking surprised.
Oh, this fucking match. Oh.
350, and it felt like 650. Jesus Christ. Okay. We make no bones about it on the show that we truly believe and honestly believe that that Eva Marie is a stick with tits. This match did her no favors. Then again, she got roped into the now released Fiend gimmick thing, and I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do with it post now.
This is just not a good match. I mean, at one point, Eva Marie was smacking Alexa Bliss with the doll, and
you know the best thing for it that happened in that match was post-match when Doudrop said, "Your loser is Eva Marie," and straight up fucking bolted, left.
Even then, that felt lame because I was like, "Oh, that's her face turn. That's all that is," and she's keeping the name Doudrop. That's gonna be her name.
I don't want to hit this button too early, goddammit, but you know what?
You stupid motherfucking Aussie cocksucking goddamn piece of shit dingle fucking.
There we go.
Thank you, Ghost of LC.
Happy birthday to him, by the way.
Hey, happy birthday, New York.
New York.
Hope you have a nice slice of pizza and a can of PBR.
Oh, yeah. See what it was? It was this one.
Fuck you!
There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Not the first one I'm using, by the way. Damian Priest, he defeated Sheamus in a hoss fight, 1350, to win the United States Championship.
That was a decent little hoss match.
That was a good hoss fight. Not bad at all.
It's a nice little thing, you know. Yeah. Got two big guys, you know, throwing hammers at each other, essentially.
Throwing bombs.
Those two.
Haymakers. Nothing
whatever
wrong
may
with
have
it.
you.
Nothing bad. Nothing wrong. Nothing good. It was fine.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And
no real complaints
good
there.
For
And of
Damian,
course,
good for Punishment Martinez to get a singles belt out of the deal.
indeed, good to see him win, and good to see him finally move on from Miz and Morrison. Finally,
Thank God. By the way, Miz and Morrison are apparently not a thing anymore. Thank God for that too. Morrison deserves
they
better
should
than
have
being
broken up ages ago. They should have broken up ages ago. So now send John Morrison to the moon. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Hopefully not the moon back to NXT, because that'd be the, I don't know. Hopefully to the moon as into the main event where he belongs. One would hope, anyway. Usos defeated the Mysterios to retain the tag team titles, 10-50.
Another fine match, I suppose.
Yeah, so far, minus one match. Solid card so far. Nothing to complain too much about.
Not really, no. I was like, this isn't too bad.
No.
It's not the best SummerSlam, but it's not the worst.
It's a feel-good chicken noodle soup kind of show. It ain't gonna win too many awards unless the broth is like the best in the fucking world. But it ain't gonna disappoint you. It's a feel-good SummerSlam. And sometimes those are good SummerSlams. And then the SmackDown Women's Championship happened.
This is where WWE went face first into the mud because, first off, they lied to us because they knew for at least a week that Sasha wasn't going to be there.
And they said, okay, Sasha Banks is unable to perform, okay, and then it's Carmella. And at that point, okay, they're gonna play the card subject to change asterisk card on us, which we'll still call bullshit on, but okay.
They should have informed people as soon as they knew, as soon as they were definitively aware that Sasha was not going to be there. They should have been, all right, she's not going to be there, but we will have a replacement. They could have said, a surprise opponent, an open challenge, if you will.
So Carmella is about to answer, and then Becky Lynch's music hits. Roof flies off. Becky comes out, takes the mic, says, "You want to fight?" So Bianca Belair says yes.
First, she takes out Carmella.
Yeah, she takes out Carmella because, and I'll be back. She's got to beat her up. It's like, at this point, all things, so far, so the man, so far. And then the challenge happens. The bell rings. 26 seconds later, the bell rings again, and new Becky Lynch. What the fuck happened?
Apparently, this is their plan to turn her heel.
So you're going to bury Bianca Belair, strike one. You're going to fuck up the anticipation pop with Becky Lynch, strike two. And you're going to turn one of your bigger baby faces in 3 years heel. There's a button or anything. I believe I need to hit this now. Fuck!
Yeah, it's really frustrating because they could have done so much to have it make more sense, because if they would have at least had a match, people wouldn't be angry. They'd be like, oh, at least there was a match there where somebody could win or lose. But instead, it's literally The Rock. It's Rock
had 2 weeks at the most. Let's be generous. To bring Becky back. Hell, Fox was pissed that you didn't get Punk, but you could say, hey, watch tonight. We'll watch SmackDown tonight. Belair comes out and finds out, Sasha can't be in there. She's a wussy. Open challenge time. And then Carmella comes out, and then basically the same scenario you see, minus the match. And then you have a great go home angle, and then all of a sudden you went from Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair to the man versus Bianca Belair, which, if there were people who were hesitant on getting the Peacock or the WWE Network, you had them right there, and Fox would have been content because you had to jump on the CM Punk pop. But no, you decide to be a dumbass, and I will include Becky Lynch in that because you know what, folks? Part of it's her fucking idea.
I have no idea what she was thinking. This is
I don't
all
know
bad.
either.
Why would you
ruin a pop like that, people would want to cheer you for coming back from being a mom.
And not only that, but she is literally their top babyface. She was literally their top babyface. No one came close to her. Nobody. Not one man, not one woman
I
came
get the
close.
feeling that if it
popular
weren't for the
with her.
pregnancy, she was going to turn heel because it's the over push factor. Is okay, we'll turn her back heel again, and then we'll do it again. I get the feeling they wanted to go back to okay, like nothing happened, and I'm like, you're gonna ruin Becky Lynch with this. You are going to ruin Becky Lynch with this, and I'm not happy about that.
It's just, you don't just turn, like, maybe that could have worked if she's still stuck around, but she was gone for over a year, and when she returns, people want to cheer when somebody returns, especially...
They wanted to see Becky Lynch. They were happy. Roll with that. And
especially because, as I said, she is their top number one babyface in the whole company.
Have the Carmella versus Bianca Belair match. At least it's something we're going to call BS, but it is what it is. And then when Bianca wins and she's having her moment, then you hit the music. Then you hear you hit the rock bottom ripoff finisher, and there's intrigue going into SmackDown on Friday. That would make more sense than what you just did. Seeds planted for the inevitable heel turn.
And yeah, as I think we'll point out, this is going to be like Austin 01. I could very much see that.
It's practically that at that point, yeah. Where, okay, the work will be great, but will it be worth it? And at this point, I can't help but say no. I don't think it. We've seen this before, and we are not behind it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not either. This is just really mind-boggling. It makes absolutely no sense. I really wish I'm trying to figure this out because...
Yeah, and you know when T-Dub and I and Cultaholic, as JC points out in the chat, can come up with better ideas for Becky's return to WWE, well, actually don't hire us. We don't want to work for your fucking company. Really,
no, that would be miserable because I'd come up with all these great ideas, then they'd get ripped off until I come up with bad ideas, and then once those bad ideas go on TV, people blame me, even though I'm only writing ideas that Vince wants. That's the main problem here. Vince has a very terrible filter for ideas of quality.
Drew McIntyre defeated Jinder Mahal in 440, and this was a nothing match.
They were done no favors by the fact that the crowd was deflated by the SmackDown.
They were happy to see Drew, but they were fucking dead.
Yeah, like this.
And in fairness to both Drew and Mahal, I think they both knew us. So look, we could have like a 10-minute to 20-minute belter, but this crowd's dead. The sooner we do our shit and get out, the better.
Yeah, this crowd was absolutely defeated by the previous match.
Yeah.
Like, the moment that 3 count hit, you could hear the crowd go, oh.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens so much in WWE where you have these decisions
and
made.
JC, they had time for a Dripstick 9000, Paralympians, and all that stuff, and they still had a canceled match. Yeah, that's WWE for you. But yeah, this is like, they were defeated, and I think both are smart enough to realize we could go for 10 minutes, but we ain't. Let's just cut our losses, get the fuck out of here.
I forget who said it, but someone on Twitter said that WWE cares about moments more than anything else, but not about earning the moments. Which is why they did the Becky Lynch thing. They wanted that moment.
They care for the buzz, not the reason behind the buzz. And that's the difference between AEW. They build up the buzz. They earn the buzz. They build up the buzz. They CM Punk the buzz. WWE just wants the buzz. They want to go viral. They're chasing virality. And T-Dub and I are old hand in the internet business. So far, anyway. I mean, I started this show in 2009. Yes, there are ways to manufacture virality. But genuine virality, genuine viral video campaigns and all that stuff, they don't go. They're spontaneous. You don't get CM Punk. You don't get a CM Punk pipe bomb every day of the week, or Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen. You could try, certainly, but you're not going to get the big pop numbers that you want, unless you want Brock Lesnar to face Roman Reigns, which Yeah, you got that viral pop. But was it a viral pop? I know, spoilers, but who cares? The show happened on Saturday. Charlotte Flair is the new women's champion. She defeated Nikki Ash, or ASH, and Rhea Ripley in the triple threat.
Well, Charlotte wins, and Nikki Ash was made a chump for nothing.
Yeah, this is damage. I think this is damaging more for Rhea Ripley than Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash was a flash in the pan. It was an experiment. And it worked in the Thunderdome era, and then it crashed and burned, unfortunately, and for once a crowd got involved again. It happens. But Rhea Ripley not being involved in the fall, I think, might do more damage. And now she's tagging with Nikki ASH, and there's your problem.
All I know is that they were swinging the crowd during this match because, according to people in the building, they were booing the hell out of Nikki Ash.
I get the feeling that's what it was, too, because that crowd was like, ooh, I see a lot of thumbs down, and they're pumping some thumbs up.
They just love pumping in those cheering sounds, no matter what the visual tells you.
Wait. Did Michael Cole say, "What a maneuver!" in the background? No? Fuck. We'll have to shit on Kevin Dunn some more. No, I can't in the next match because this was A, match of the night, and B, what entrances, my God. Seth Rollins comes in, he's doing his thing and everything else, and then they erect a stage in front of what I thought the setup, the stage was basic, but I'm like, oh, that reminds me of MSG with the middle stage and the LED board.
Oh yeah, love that.
That gave me some nostalgia feels, good feels. And they set up a ramp, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then Gangrel's music at the Brood theme hits. Edge comes out of the fire hole, Brood style. They hit Ultra Bridge to finish his entrance, but I'm like, yo, I was down, but I was hyped for Edge versus Seth Rollins after that. I'm like, I was hyped, and then I was not hyped, and then I was hyped again. Yay. And a good thing I was hyped because Edge defeats Seth Rollins in 21-15 in undoubtedly match of the damn night.
These two definitely prove that they can go, and they are absolutely excellent at their jobs.
Ooh, absolutely. And this is not a burial on Seth Rollins, by the way. This was literally, hey, these are two guys who want to wrestle, and whoever is picked to win is picked to win. Whatever. Let's have 21 minutes and 15 seconds of fucking wrestling. And goddamn, they delivered.
The best part was they just let them have a good 20-minute match. Sometimes it's all you need for good stuff. Just let the wrestlers wrestle with no bullshit. I love that.
I love it too. I do.
And even though Edge did win, it was a very brutal victory. And it definitely felt earned because he beat the shit out of Rollins, just smashing his head into the mat over and over and over and over for locking back in the crossface.
This was, make no mistake, this was not a burial. This was not a jobber squash. This was a fucking fight.
Yeah, because Seth Rollins kept on trying to break Edge's neck, but because that was all he was focusing, he was so single-minded that Edge was able to essentially work around that and just take out Seth Rollins for the win himself.
Oh, so JC, apparently this entrance meant Gangrel couldn't show up on Dynamite.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it was apparently confirmed because they wanted him to show up for the Christian segment, but unfortunately they didn't want to do that at the end of the day. But Gangrel still got paid for it, so there's that.
Yeah, he got his money. He showed up. He got his money, and it was fine. It was no harm, no foul, except for no show. But it was a case of, hey, everybody showed up, and crap. All the bloom's off that rose. Oh, well.
Yep.
Apparently Edge called to apologize once he found out. So, that tells you the measure of the man.
Also, apparently, Edge has been trying to fight for that segment on SmackDown for apparently the last 2.5 months. But
really?
Apparently they didn't want blood to splatter down, so they had to change it to black. But he's like, no, it has to be red, it has to be blood. So it's a bloodbath. They're like, black or it doesn't happen. You know what?
If I'm Edge, I'm like, yeah, take the L. It's still going to be a splash. And you know what? The way they cut the promo is blood turned to black. I'm like, it was a clever way to turn it into, it was black sludge. And It was formerly blood. It was a brood bath. And you know what? Look.
I forget what they called it during the pay-per-view, but they didn't. But they obviously didn't refer to it as blood. And they keep on using these. What's the phrase I'm looking for?
Liquid, a viscous liquid.
Euphemisms. They keep on using these euphemisms to describe it. And
but you know what? Really I get the feeling this was to serve the masters outside of WWE. They already got a livid fox. They don't want to. They want the fox, a livid fox, with the FCC on their ass. In all fairness.
Possibly, but I just thought it was kind of goofy.
It was still effective.
It was, but the commentary just is goofy whenever they get into that.
You know what? I've watched a couple of SmackDowns. I think Pat McAfee and Mike Cole are doing their damnedest.
They're doing a really good job, but whenever
this particular segment was not a home run for them, admittedly, but you know what? They have to do something.
For me, it's just whenever they're forced to read these goofy lines that don't sound natural.
I will say this, though. The one-liner from Pat McAfee is like, folks, that suit used to be white. Chef kiss on that line. All right, co-main, Bob Lashley versus Goldberg. Referee stoppage, 7-10. This was... this
not
was
good.
Nothing.
Not good.
Not good. Renico, we got the news. Don't worry about it. A lot of people say, well, talk about this, talk about that. We're talking about the pay-per-view first, goddammit. Besides, we have to talk about WWE's match of the fucking year in a couple of minutes, and y'all know what the fuck that is. Let's not even pretend it ain't on this fucking card.
No, it's not. But when it comes to this match, Lashley tried.
Goldberg showed up,
nearly murdered Bobby Lashley, dropping him on his head.
Yeah, and this is the most generous I can say about Goldberg at this point. He showed up. And then, for whatever reason, he couldn't stand up. I guess that was just to set up another match. Sigh.
Yep, they're setting up another match. But seriously, so Bobby Lashley goes up to the top turnbuckle, and Goldberg's supposed to shove him off with a classic, sort of Ric Flair style spot where he just gets thrown around to his ass. But apparently Goldberg doesn't have the strength to do that, so he just drops him on his head. Nearly fucking paralyzing him. Jesus Christ.
Can we just say Goldberg after Saudi Arabia, Goldberg should be done? Like, seriously?
Between The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, and now this guy doesn't have the upper body strength anymore to lift people up.
He doesn't.
Now when they're like heavyweights, the moment they reach like 250 plus pounds, he apparently just can't lift them up. And it's just getting dangerous. He's going to kill someone.
He is. He fucking is, folks. Let's not lie to each other. Goldberg does not belong in that. He looks like he belongs in that ring. He looked good, but there's a difference between looking good and performing good. And obviously, the difference was shown. Yeah, Bobby retains, and we're look, we're probably going to be asked to be brought that up when Saudi Arabia fucking happens. And yeah, they're doing it in October, so we'll bring it up again when it happens. In the main, Roman Reigns defeats John Cena, 24 minutes even, Universal Champion, it's still. And Roman apparently added some extra stuff, and Roman's lost. He would leave the Fed. He obviously didn't.
Spoiler alert, Roman's winning.
He knew. That.
Who would believe that Roman would leave WWE? Who would believe that? Who over the age of...
Put your motherfucking hand back down, you know why.
Like, seriously, who over the age of 14 would believe that stipulation?
I watched the match. It was a good match.
It was a nice palate cleanser after
it was. And you know what? A solid way to end the night, for sure. I love I've read a lot of comments that saying this is like the first time John Cena looked slow, quote unquote.
Well, he's starting to get old, and he's been out of the ring
and there was that sign, but I'm like, at the same time, Roman is taking advantage of look, I could slow down too.
Yeah, and do some of that.
Less is more in this case, and both delivered on the lessons is more.
I love the trash talking because at one point he just looks into the camera. He's like, "Hey, Hollywood, I'm sorry, but I gotta beat your boy."
Yeah.
I just love it whenever he just takes time to just start trash talking people. Why didn't we get this Roman Reigns years ago? It's so good.
We're getting him now, and I am fine with that. I am fine with that.
I always love a heel that beats the shit out of someone and then takes the time to just talk trash to them, and sometimes just straight to the camera. Just
why do you think? Why do you think we liked Owens versus Reigns so damn much? The shit talk was magnifico, and there was shit talking, folks. There was shit beating, but there was shit talking too.
Also, this match ended similarly to how John Cena lost to The Rock at WrestleMania, where he tries to imitate his opponent, and his hubris gets the best of him, and he loses.
Pretty much. And Roman's about to do the thing, and Bork Laser shows up.
It's starting to become a trend where every time Roman tries to celebrate, some jabroni tries to interrupt him.
Well, and Brock Lesnar shows up. Roof flies off, barely. And thank God Paul Heyman's wearing dark pants.
Yeah, he looked quite terrified because
He
now he doesn't know
looked
what
like
to do.
he saw a fucking ghost. I'm like, oh, fuck, how do I explain this to Brock? How do I explain this to Roman? Oh, fuck me.
I just hope that they don't have him lose the title to Lesnar, because I could go another year or two without seeing Lesnar with the belt.
Pretty much. So Brock shows up, does his thing. That's the end of the show. What do we think? 3 out of 5?
I give it 2 out of 5.
Yeah. I don't blame you. It ain't going higher than a 3. That is for sure. Seek out Rollins versus Edge. And, it could do worse than Roman versus Cena.
Yeah, those are really the only 2 matches worth really watching during this entire show. And it went from 8 o'clock until past midnight.
So the boxing thing didn't really happen, huh, Vinny? Junior.
Yeah,
right.
There was this whole thing going on where they were absolutely promising people in the venue, don't worry, we're going to end before the boxing match starts so people can get on the bus and go over there.
They did not.
Once again, Vince is shown to be a liar. Who'd have thunk it?
NXT TakeOver 36 from the Capitol Wrestling Center in the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. No purported attendance, but there was a crowd, and they were a good crowd. Rich Holland defeated Trey Baxter by pinfall in 1 minute 45 in the pre-show. And then the show started proper with Cameron Grimes with Ted DiBiase taking on LA Knight for the $1 Million Championship. If Grimes lost, DiBiase would have been Knight's butler, but that did not happen because Cameron Grimes and new to the moon.
Yeah, this is a fun opening matchup, and I was very happy to see Cameron Grimes win, but I have to say Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Dream has seen better days.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's hooked that submission hold for sure. And on Tuesday, Grimes gave back the title. They pretty much ended the thing and the championship, so rebrand in effect, unfortunately. I would have been nice to see another championship in NXT. I think, $1 Million title would have been good, like akin to the European title for NXT almost. But obviously Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan, has his fingertips on this, so they're just wrapping things as much as they can before the inevitable change. That's what I think, anyway. Raquel Gonzalez defeats Dakota Kai to retain the women's championship. 12-22 it went. Solid effort from both ladies, actually.
It was pretty good, although the crowd was 100% behind Dakota Kai.
They wanted Dakota Kai to win, so yeah.
And I'm assuming because Dakota lost, she might be heading up to Raw or SmackDown in the future.
You saw her on dark shows in the main roster and all that stuff, so that is the feeling right now.
It's starting to feel like either these people are getting brought up or they're going to be released by the trends that we're seeing.
That's for sure. And then WWE's Undisputed Match of the Goddamn Year candidate happened. UK Championship, Ilya Dragunov taking on Walter And Ilya Dragunov wins it by submission 22-03. He tapped Walter out clean.
Before we get to that, I'd like to note that when they were doing the match graphics, and there's that lower third that comes up right before the match starts that says UK Championship.
Yeah.
The belt that they were using was the old belt for that graphic. And that the NXT version's been around for 3 years now?
Almost, yeah.
You thought they would get a new belt design on there by now. Get all updated. They didn't think I would notice, but I did.
That's just me shooting NXT in the head again.
Ah, double tap. Nice.
Oh, wait a minute. Good idea. Good idea. That's not me. That's Nick Khan.
That sounds like more than double tapping.
I would go Final Wave, but yeah, I don't want to waste your time. Also, Gokai Gun. Got it the other day.
Nice. Oh, very nice. Also,
thank you, Maverick.
Stop. He's already dead?
Oh, oh, really? Oh, really?
Yep. It is a doornail.
It is what you get. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, this match, Dragunov versus Walter, Ring General. I mean,
oh my
hard
God.
hitting.
So, was this better than their initial match last year? No. But do we honestly care? Not really. That was another fucking war.
Yeah, Dragunov came out with an absolute bruised chest and bruised neck.
He looked like he's been in a match with Walter. Let's put it that way.
Very much so. I mean,
he looked like he won a match against Walter. Let's not even pretend. Let's not even pretend.
Christ, this guy. The spot that made me jump out of my seat the most, though, was Dragunov was just standing up. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, out of camera view, Walter just comes with a shotgun dropkick and just sends Dragunov flying off camera.
I watched that. I stood up. I went, nice. Nice.
My reaction was just, oh, Jesus!
Yeah. That was like, oh, fuck. And then you see the replay, oh, that is beautifully set up.
Yeah, sometimes, when you have good camera work and not jerking everything around 100 miles an hour, you get some good shots.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what else to say other than this match was absolutely excellent. If you have not seen the match, go out of your way to see it. This is one of the best matches you'll see all year.
Match out.
Also, I love just the ending sequence where Dragunov just keeps locking the sleeper over and over and over again for 5 minutes. It felt like he kept on trying to lock it.
And the final, the setup to the final was literally Ilya was beating the shit out of the neck. To the point where Walter was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to break my neck. Fuck, I tap. Yeah, no fucking choice.
Yeah, in the spot the made him tap was, so they were on the ground, and then Dragunov just raises them up, and it looks like he's about to decapitate him, so immediately, the moment that they go up, immediately tapping out, immediately. It's just like, holy shit.
People go, well, that was too quick. It's like, have you seen the last 5 minutes of the goddamn match? Seriously, watch the last few minutes of that damn match before critiquing, oh, he was too fast. Dude, that submission was fucking earned.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this match had to go over 20 minutes, right?
Oh, yeah. It was 25-20. No, wait.
Yeah.
22-03.
Yeah, this was very, very excellent. I don't know what else to say other than it was excellent.
Seek this match out. This is a match of the year candidate. And the crowd was along for the ride, too. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Adam Cole 2-1 and 25-20 total. 2 out of 3 falls. It was a steel cage match that did it. It was by submission, and this was not their best effort as far as the overall feud. In fact, I think the finish left a lot to be desired, but I get the feeling... Yeah, I get the feeling Cole is... Obviously, he's done with NXT.
Yeah, 100%. He is done with NXT, and As of right now, he has yet to show up on SmackDown.
As of right now, it is reported that Adam Cole is a free agent. He is not. He is playing close to the chest. As of right now, not signing to anybody. He's a free agent. To everyone's knowledge, anyway. And you best believe I'm still on the Twitter to keep things to keep an eye on things to see if Adam Cole is showing up on the SmackDown.
I'm hoping not. I really wanted to go to AEW because I'm worried about what happens to him on SmackDown or Raw. I'm legitimately worried if he actually shows up on main roster television, what could happen to him, because they could very well turn him into a huge star, but just as likely they could also make him just another name on the roster, just another person, just another body.
We do not trust WWE to do Adam Cole justice at this point. No, we do not.
They haven't earned our trust, really.
They lost it.
But I think the biggest problem with the Adam Cole's match with Kyle O'Reilly is at the end when the ankle lock is locked in, Adam Cole's hand is next to a kendo stick.
Yeah.
Why does he not use that? Why does he instead tap out right next to it?
Finish, and the kendo stick just happened to be there by coincidence?
Yeah.
That's the best really explanation I could say.
Yeah, it's really bad placement. And I think the crowd saw that and they're like, oh, no. And that's when they started chanting bullshit.
Yeah.
Very audibly.
They saw that's like, okay, you left stuff on the table, guys. What the fuck?
And the fact that it only went 20 minutes total.
25-20 total, actually.
Yeah, so this is easily one of the shorter Adam Cole matches on a TakeOver. Especially because he did a 2 out of 3 stages of hell match with Johnny Gargano that went like double this length.
Yeah.
So I think people were expecting something to that level since that bar was already set. And when it didn't meet it, especially when it came up this short and with that little glaring plot hole, I guess you could call it,
yeah,
it kind of left people dissatisfied.
I mean, for our non-verbose wrestling fans out there, yeah, that is definitely a plot hole. But they ended on a somewhat decent note. Samoa Joe defeated Karrion Kross, Zardoz, for the NXT Championship. It went 12-24. It was by the Muscle Buster, of all things.
Yeah, we haven't seen that move since he unfortunately injured Tyson Kidd with it.
And it is insisted to say, we have to insist to say that it was a freak accident. So there was that.
Yeah, he'd used that move for years and years and years and years without injuring a single person with it. So it really was just a one in a million chance.
Yeah. I think at that point it was just a Karrion went, look, Muscle Buster. Okay. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and it was nice to see Karrion Kross as we knew him for the final time.
Sans Scarlett and the crowd wanted Scarlett.
Yeah.
And you could tell that's the junior influence, unfortunately.
Yeah, really, really sad. But it was a decent enough match. Joe won, and he's probably going to eventually drop the belt to Walter if he decides to move to the United States.
Yeah, if Walter wants to do it, Walter versus Samoa Joe is a goddamn good match, and I want to see that. Pete Dunne versus Joe is a match that there's a possibility of seeing, and I am okay with that. There are a few matches. There are matches out there for sure. I'm thinking 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. C got Walter versus Ilya Dragunov too.
I'll give this one 3.5 out of 5 for sure.
3.5 for sure.
I was bordering on 4, but I feel like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in the main event, those 2 matches could have been better. So had those matches been better, I feel like 4 would have been more apt, but 3.5 will be good.
All right, I'm going to bring this up when we do the news, but at this point, we got news to talk about. So, T-Dub?
All right, when it comes to news, NXT is apparently now kicking out people for spoiling this show, despite no one signing an NDA.
Yeah, there was a guy who was literally on his phone, doing nothing, just watching the show, and he was kicked out because they wanted spoil. For those wondering, NXT has 3 shows taped for the renovation of the CWC. Which, again, I stated last week, it's a perfectly legitimate reason, especially if you're going to do a rebrand. I mean, yeah, you got to take a couple weeks off to give the place a new paint goddamn job, so fair enough. So you're about to redecorate. I don't like it.
Oh, you redecorated.
I don't like it.
Yeah, very nice.
Pretty much. That's going to be us in about 3 weeks when they debut.
Yeah, the new logo is something.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about, you've probably seen it floating around on Twitter already, but here it is. There is the purported and officially recognized logo to NXT. And if you give me a minute, I will continue with the murdering of NXT by Tony Khan. You heard it again. NXT is dead.
So yeah, I saw someone on Twitter who was much more apt at logo design and all that than I am, and they essentially said that it was pretty much off center because you don't know where the center of the logo is, because if you go to the left, there's a decent amount of space between the end and the edge of the picture frame, but if you go to the right for the T, there's not that much space there. So
it should be said that this is coming from a screenshot from a video posted by Wale, and it was shared by WWE Social. With the idea of coming soon. So at this point, I believe adjustments may be or may not be made. But as of right now, this is officially the tentative new logo, and made official by WWE. And look, not to overdo a joke, but well, fuck it, it's me.
I just wish they would have at least kept the black and gold coloring, because
you would think at least the coloring keep the black and gold brand, but no. Apparently, obviously, it's a full-on fucking rebrand, colors and all.
Guess they're gonna have a tie-dye arena then, just going by what the logo looks like.
I got nothing.
Are the Dudleys gonna be involved?
Maybe. I don't know.
If you don't know, back in the old days, in the 90s, Dudleys used to wear tie-dye shirts.
They did.
Before they switched to camo in WWE. They used to wear tie-dye shirts. But that was their gimmick. Let's see, we already buried Karrion Kross's new look, which is just...
Zardoz!
Yeah.
Master Blaster. Apparently WWE is going back and cannot get beyond Thunderdome.
There was a million different things I saw claiming this to be in. Not a single one of them made him look good.
I will stick with Karrion Kross looking like Sean Connery and Zardoz. Because he fucking looks like... with the mask, he looks like Master Blaster. To me, with the
mask, he looks like a rejected member of Demolition.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to call him, I think we can all agree this is definitely a downgrade.
This is... you call him whatever. You could definitely call him dog garbage, dog shit.
I don't like it. I don't like this redecoration at all.
No. So you've redecorated... you redirected Karrion Kross. We obviously don't like it.
No, not one bit. It just feels really unnecessary. And apparently, according to the news webs, apparently this is because everything in WWE must be marketable. Although I thought previously he was relatively marketable.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? There's a word. I cannot credit it because I cannot. But I do know it was someone else, so I cannot. I will not. I refuse to take credit for that. Toyetic. They're trying to make him look toyetic.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't get it.
And some video game news, WWE 2K22 was shown off during SummerSlam. It was announced to be released in March of next year, which hopefully means that it will be really, really good.
Or at the very least, up to date, because they apparently one of the big reasons why they delayed it was all of the fucking releases.
Yeah, there was a lot, and Rampage is starting now. We got the Lucha Brothers already in the ring, and Jurassic Express about to make their entrance.
So yeah, the big one is we'll keep an obviously T-Dub will keep an eye on the TNT. I'm gonna watch it later because I'm obviously not in a position to do anything much other than stream.
Marco Stunt's doing the HBK pose. Nice.
Ooh, very nice. Eyes on the prize, though, please.
All right. It's just really distracting because I'm seeing really good wrestling on my television.
I know. At this point, I understand I am alternate commentary to a four-man booth. I get it.
I have no idea who's doing commentary, though, because I'm talking over it, so I can't hear anything.
Yeah. And this was obviously pre-taped, so there's that. Yeah.
So 2K22 is delayed till March. Hopefully this means it will be good. They'll have time to make it really, really, really good because according to the rumor mill within 2K, so this is in the video game rumor mill, which is different than the wrestling rumor mill, is the fact that apparently 2K is making this do or die for WWE because they're really close to just severing ties if this doesn't do well.
Yeah, this is a make or break game for Take-Two Interactive.
Yeah, for the WWE studios, this is their make or break because I'm feeling that if this doesn't do well commercially and financially, like they need the good scores, they need the good
if we're doing the old school 2K with one Life 2K from the Monastery, one of the soaps, this would be 2K watch right there. We would be shit-talking the shit out of it. No, we might. I mean, it might be brought up on the Toonami call. Who knows?
Possibly. I will say, though, the trailer does make it look promising.
It looks good, but will it be good, or Becky Lynch losing her eyes bad? There's a massive difference. Also, I'm happy to report Adam Cole has not showed up on SmackDown. And the next matchup for Roman Reigns is indeed Finn Balor.
So at the very least, we do know this. It does feel like Adam Cole is becoming all elite.
For now. We don't know yet. He's not. This Rampage was taped, so there is no room, unless they were told fans were like, no, we're going to savor it. It would have leaked out that Adam Cole showed up. So...
yeah.
So Wednesday we go on this one.
All right, and in other wrestling game news, Action Arcade Wrestling is now available on consoles.
Nice.
I know it's on PS4 and I believe also Xbox One. Not sure about Switch. I'll leave you to figure that one out, Maddie.
I have yet to see it on Switch, but I could check afterwards and give you an update, provide you an update next week.
All right. I do know at least on PS4 it's $15 American.
No, that's not bad. So I'll be around the $15, $17 mark for Canadian. So who knows? We'll see.
So not too bad of a price. Speaking of AEW, apparently they are moving Dark to a soundstage, according to Dave Meltzer and Andrew Zarian.
Yeah, they're moving to the to Universal Studios Orlando. It'll be a soundstage. It'll be a place. It'll be at Universal Studios, and it is a permanent, or at the very least, a long-term deal. So all I could say is, nice.
I guess we can now call that the Dark Zone.
It's a work in progress. I will say this, though. If we could do a Ranger Stop next year, I am making a point to go see a Dark Taming if at all possible.
Very nice. By the way, I would like to also note that speaking of AEW, they will be coming to Norfolk in November, and I'm already confirmed I'm going to that.
You should say it yourself.
Yes, I'm going to their show. They're coming to Norfolk at the Ted Constant Center. I was hoping they'll go to the Scope because that's a nice venue, and I haven't been there in years, but Ted's a good venue as well.
And T-Dub is going.
Yep, going there with some families, so should be nice.
There you go.
Let's see. On this week's episode of Dynamite, we saw OC defeat Matt Hardy. That was a pretty fun match.
Great opener. Not a lot of people saying that probably wouldn't have been the opener they would have started with, but it is what it is.
You know, as the unpredictable nature of pro wrestling, sometimes you can only do so much to create a card, but unfortunately, apparently a couple people got COVID, and some other things happened, so, you know, you can only do so much. But these two still had one hell of a match, I would say. Unfortunately, though, at one point, OC came off the top rope with the crossbody, went a little bit too high, and busted Matt's nose open by landing on his face.
There you go.
Let's see, we had, of course, that CM Punk promo we talked about.
The which one? The Friday one?
The Wednesday one.
The Wednesday one where he brought up, there was a technical promo, and he brought up, the responded to the crowd going, yes, 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 and he said, well, that's someone else's chick. You'll have to be patient for that one. Crowd pop, internet almost breaks again.
We also saw Jurassic Express defeat the Varsity Blondes in a pretty good tag team match play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And whoever wins the match I'm watching right now, we're going to see one hell of a cage match between them and the Bucks. I will say that.
Yeah, it's the final between the Lucha Bros versus Jurassic Express. The winners will face the Young Bucks inside a cage in Chicago, Illinois.
We also saw a pretty good FTR promo.
I don't know if that's going to be part of All Out, but part of me wants it to be part of All Out.
The rubber match?
The rubber. Yeah. And,
because we're already seeing the rematch this week on Dynamite.
Yeah,
we're seeing FTR versus Proud and Powerful this Wednesday.
You drive a hard bargain, Tony Khan. Fair enough. Fair enough.
We also saw Omega and Christian have a nice little promo off, even though it was mostly between Christian and Don Callis, with Kenny's biggest contribution being, "You think you know me, huh? You think you know me, punk?"
Nice. Nice. I have nothing to complain on that one. Nothing to add. That was there. That was fun. That was nice.
Yes, and gotta say that Don Callis plays one hell of a carny piece of trash.
That's the gimmick, and goddamn hell yeah. It's close. It's going to be close for Manager of the Year between Paul Heyman and Don Callis. Let me tell you that.
And of course, in our main event, we saw Malachi Black defeat Brock Anderson in an absolute squash, to the surprise of nobody, even not to the surprise of his father, as Arn Anderson was trying to get him to back out of the match right up until the match started, essentially.
He almost threw the towel, and Brock Anderson said, "No!"
And I guess you could say he died like a man. But I would say he died like a fool, because his head's in the 4th row now.
4th row? Oh, you're being short. That was definitely in the 7th row.
I like to be nice to Mr. Brock.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Afterwards, Arn Anderson got in the ring, blocks the initial Black Mass kick.
Like a fucking badass.
Because he's Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
However, that badassery would not last, as Mr. Malachi Black took him to good old-fashioned Dick Kick City!
I was wondering there was a kick, but that was obviously a bag of nickels. Or Hank Pym as Ant-Man doing the kick in the balls.
Yes, indeed. And then he hit him with the Black Mass
ladies
kick.
and gentlemen, watch it. It's good.
And then he hit him with the Black Mass kick, and I gotta tell you, no blocking that one.
No, right on the button.
And then Shoddy Lee Johnson came out to make the save, I suppose.
So Shoddy Lee versus Malachi Black probably next Wednesday, which is fine. Where are we going with this is what I'm wondering now.
Yeah, I will say, not the greatest episode of Dynamite.
No, that there obviously was like a 1 or 2 segment show, and you know what? They're celebrating the high. They got over 1 million again because of Punk, but next week we need hype. We need hype. Hopefully, FTR versus Proud and Powerful will bring the hype.
I expect that to be the main event.
That should be the main.
And the last bit of news I have is, on September 5th, during Effie's Big Gay Brunch at 11 a.m. in Chicago, Illinois, we're going to see Effie versus the returning to the independent scene of Jake Atlas.
Nice. That's a good matchup.
Oh yes, it will be.
That is a solid booking right there. Good booking.
And hopefully Jake Atlas will show WWE what they lost when they fired him. Which I hope everyone who got fired for WWE does that. They show off what they lost.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of potential lost in a lot of those firings. So hopefully they all become stars. And that's all the news I have this week, unless you have something you'd like to contribute, Mr. Matty J.
Well, apparently some people are reporting Brian Danielson should show up at the All Out pay-per-view, Body Slam exclusive. This is from Cassidy Haynes of BodySlam.net.
Well, he was one of the people that originally, I believe, reported on the Danielson signing, right?
I believe that's one of the few, yeah. So this is from BodySlam.net. This is exclusive. Brian Danielson set to make debut at All Out. Back on July 21st, I had reported that a former WB superstar, Daniel Bryan, once again going by Brian Danielson, will have signed with AEW. I also reported Danielson was asking for less dates and comparable money, the ability to work in Japan and creative input, which he got additionally, blah, blah, blah. After speaking to multiple sources within AEW, I can now confirm that the company has upped plans for Brian Danielson's debut in the new plan. I was told this for Danielson to debut and at AEW's All Out pay-per-view on September 5th. I initially heard the rumor of a couple weeks back. I was able to confirm the plans by multiple sources. I was also told the decision was made after concern continued to grow internally over COVID-19 as mandates and restrictions have tightened in New York. So unless they decide to push the debut even further to TNT, it looks as though Danielson's debut is a lock for Chicago. End quote.
No, I'm really glad they're not doing the Hangman title change there, because his title change, that title win would get absolutely overshadowed by both Punk and Danielson then.
Yeah, I think this was like they wanted to do like a 2-1. Like it sounds to me like it would be a 1-2 punch. Start with Danielson, end with the world title change. Two big newsworthy things. I think it's safe to say if that is true, All Out's a good pick. Makes it look like you still care for the pay-per-views, and you should. Although the focus right now obviously is television, which is the majority of their content right now. And it still leaves out, as you mentioned, Page versus Omega for the world title at Arthur Ashe Stadium, which makes sense. So who knows?
Indeed. Anyways, do you got anything else? That it?
That's it.
All right, time for winners and
losers, and you kick us off, sir. I'm. This is one of those weeks I wish Shin was here because I'm fairly certain he had a few D cells to throw out.
Oh, I have no doubt whatsoever, after what we've seen transpire the past week, that you would have at least a few.
For sure. But you do the honors as per usual, my friend.
All right, I'll just give a loser to the head of WWE, Vince McMahon and all of them, for deciding to absolutely squash Bianca Belair. That was just ridiculous and unnecessary.
Absolutely. Nick Khan, for obvious reasons. WWE, for even more obvious reasons. Pat McAfee, the poor bastard, got it. He got the human malware.
Thankfully, he was vaccinated, so...
He's vaccinated. He's feeling it. He felt some symptoms. He got himself checked out. He's quarantining like a smart gentleman he is. Yep, it just sucks. But, from what I've heard, Kevin Owens, Michael Cole on commentary.
Yep. That is the image that I saw, and I have a feeling that without the vaccine, he would probably be doing a lot worse.
Very much so. Very much so.
I hope he recovers soon.
Yeah.
Because the commentary team will definitely miss him.
And Booker T, who had to be the contrarian, said, he didn't have to go after WWE like that. He didn't have to.
Yes, he did. I mean, it's a huge part of his career. He had to address it in some way.
I think the way Punk addressed it was tasteful. And then Booker T said the fact that he addressed it at all is not. And I'm like, Buck, you're a paid WWE stooge at this point. Sit down. Shut up. Let Bully Ray railed on Booker T for his opinion, by the way, and I will let Bully Ray handle that particular part of the business.
Wow, when Bully Ray is the voice of reason. When both Bully Ray and Cornette are the voices of reason, what the fuck?
I know, right?
Because not even Cornette can find fault with that, and he finds fault with everything.
Cornette literally had nothing to say other than bravo, excellent debut.
And usually he hates everything modern wrestling, so that should tell you something. And do you want me to spoil who's facing the Bucks?
I believe I saw it on the card. It has been on the All Out card. I believe the Lucha Brothers have it.
Yes, no, it was an excellent match. Jesus Christ, they went all out. They did not let the fact that this is technically a B show get in the way of a good match.
No. And that's fine. Fine. That crowd got a good match. Awesome. And I will be watching as soon as I'm able to do so after the show.
Oh, Young Bucks, you sons of bitches! You sons of bitches!
Did they do?
They're kicking and punching the Lucha Bros after the match. You sons of bitches! How dare you?
Well, there's a steel cage match to build, so they gotta be dicks.
Yeah, Marco Stunt, chase them off. No one messes with them. Yeah, get them, Marco.
Wait, the Young Bucks are being pricks?
Fuck!
Anyways, I guess it's time for winners.
Yes, yeah.
It's time for winners.
Let's do winners.
All right. Obviously, you're going to give it to this tag team match for being excellent. Of course, Der Ring General versus
Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, Der Ring General versus the Tsar.
The mad Russian Tsar.
100% excellent match. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it afterwards. It is easily top 3 matches of the year. Top 3.
It out.
I didn't see the match last year because I was burnt out on empty arena matches, but I'm glad they redid a rematch here.
I would say if you're interested in the first match, do seek it out as well. Even out of context, it's a great matchup. And in the empty arena era, that is saying something.
Well, if anyone's waiting for Young Bucks to drop the belts, don't worry. Within the next 30 days, they will drop those tag belts. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, they're building to something to drop it to somebody, I think, at this point.
I would not be mad if they dropped them to the Lucha Bros. Not one bit.
Not one bit. Not at all. For winners, do you have more winners, by the way?
Nope. Who are your winners, Mr. MyJ?
Well, obviously one goes to CM Punk because he almost broke the internet again. All Elite Wrestling, a lot of people are shitting them because the All Out card looks weak, but I'm looking at that All Out card and I'm like, weak.
Looks good to me. Looks good to me.
Yeah, I'm like, wait. Weak how? No, like they had no choice but to backtrack on Hangman Page. That was out of their thing. They got CM fucking Punk's All Out pay-per-view return against one of their bigger stars in Darby goddamn Allin. Jon Moxley's taking on Satoshi goddamn Kojima. Jericho versus MJF. If Jericho loses, he's done. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I mean, Paul White versus QT Marshall.
That's about the only weak match on the card, really.
And even then, it's a distraction match. And some people, you know what? You need your attraction matches. You need a big fucking giant beating up a douchebag. You just need that. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage, folks. Even if we see it before, it's like it's build up. Who cares? This is, as far as on paper, if this is weak, what's strong? Because goddamn, that's going to blow our pants off.
Yeah, I think that once this card actually happens, people might be singing a different song.
And I get there might be a little bit of resistance, especially since last year's was a dud by no one's complete fault, by the way.
I wouldn't say it was a dud. It was below average, but I wouldn't say dud.
Well, for AEW standards, a dud. And it's not, and like I said, it's not because it's not their fault, because, well, Florida happened. They were wrestling in the Florida heat in the middle of summer. They it happens. It was below average for wrestling standards, but for AEW, that was kind of their first big dud.
All I do know is that they'll be in Chicago, so it should be nice and in a nice air-conditioned
They're in an arena. That should not be a factor. Absolutely. And by the way, it's now called it used to be the Sears Center, but it's now the Now Arena, by the way, for those wondering. Hoffman Estates, Illinois is the place. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov 2. Again, seek it out.
I know we've been saying that a lot this evening, but we mean it.
No, we would not be repeating it as much if we didn't mean it. That's for sure. And obviously, Edge, obviously, Brood. I marked out. I popped. And you see on the page here, Fighting Back and C4 Wrestling. Folks, a T-Dub, they sold out, as I mentioned. The time, so I said around 10 minutes, right? They sold out around 10 minutes last night on Rift Down? On Rift Down?
Yep.
Lower.
Wow, you really didn't even get a chance.
Give it a guess, folks. Lower.
7 minutes.
Lower.
4 minutes.
Believe it or not, lower.
Do I hear myself saying 3 minutes?
He jokes, and I should Dave him, but I'm not, because that's exactly the amount of time they sold out in. 2 to 3 minutes, according to yeah, 3 minutes according to C4 and Fighting Back officials. So, you damn right I'll be plugging the shit out of the VOD when it comes out, because those VOD numbers, it goes straight to charity as well. And if there's a way for us to raise money, we will to raise money or bring you attention so they can raise money, or there's an online thing, because there's a lot of us that wanted to go that didn't get a chance. I know a friend of ours, Jamie, she calls herself. She got lucky. She's got a general admission ticket, one of the few GA tickets left. And our buddy Zach McGibbon or Gibby, he'll be there.
What about Matty?
I believe he helps with the merch.
Oh, so he'll be there no matter what.
He'll be there no matter what, unless something's changed, and he has not brought up a change yet. But we shall see there. He handles a merch table for a C4, so I'm pretty sure unless he's brought it up, I don't think he's. I think he will be there for sure. He will not be square. But yeah, they sold out. It's 40% capacity, and so it's probably around 100 tickets. So 100 to 150 tickets, which admittedly is not much. But again, we're being practical and careful in Canada, don't you know? But yeah, they sold out, and the main event, by the way, Jon Moxley versus Daniel Garcia was the main event, and by sheer coincidence, the main event for the C4 title, Speedball Mike Bailey versus that same Daniel Garcia. There's a part of me that is I know 3 minutes, but fuck. I would have loved to have seen that. But it is what it is. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if you're going, Saturday, September 18th, at the St. Anthony's Banquet Hall, Little Italy, Preston Street, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately I won't. That's going to do it. I believe we got a few things to do, so I will simply plug Shintai Curl's book, New World. Of course, he's got a YouTube channel. The links are in the description of the VOD. T-Dub, go right ahead with the plugs.
Patreon.com/TWK Reviews to watch my videos before they come out.
Patreon, there we go. And let's see. Wait. I think Nick Khan, No Relation to Tony Khan, is seeing NXT Twitch again. There we go. Nah, I'm not going to do that for you, no. I'm not that cruel. Yet. Anyway, tip jar, paypal.me/ManaJ316. If you can follow us on Twitter at ManaJ316, at DWK Official, and at Shane Tiger Curl. And we have our merch, all the links. We have Discord and our Twitch.tv channel. I try to participate in the wrestling stuff as much as there's a great community, very welcoming. Come on in, if you will. That's going to do it for this week, folks. We do very much appreciate your coming in and saying hi to us once again. Shane will be back next week on Rift Zone, of course, hopefully on the WrestleCast as well. Rest easy, Shane. We took care of business for you. And, of course, I am back on Sunday for Tokyo Rift Live. More classic Ultraman goodness, and we started watching Ultraman Trigger? No, wait. We watched one of the new Ultramans, and we're beginning to watch one of the new Ultramans. That's what I'm trying to say. Good stuff, fun stuff. You should watch our stuff, is what I'm trying to say here. Without spoiling too much. It's good fun. Let's see. I need to see the link now. I'm so professional. But that's it, folks. We appreciate you. All that good stuff. Enjoy the rest of Rampage. What is the main event for Rampage tonight, by the way?
At this point, I believe it would be Davani versus Ty Conti.
Not a bad main event, to be fair. That being said, we thank you very much for tuning in and all that good stuff. On behalf of a good brother, TWK.
Are you all in for All Out?
Ooh, very nice, very nice. All right, Ultraman Z, or Ultraman Z. So Ultra 7, QQ Sentai Go-Go 5, Just Beyond, which is all the memes right there, but that's a trip to Riff. And Ultraman Z wraps it up, by the way, on the official Crunchyroll, Rigmarole, all that good stuff, and or things, and all that stuff. That's it. On behalf of everybody, my name's Matt. You said your things. I just gotta say, help professional wrestling, support you in promotion as soon as possible. Have a good one. Have a safe one. I'll talk to you next week. All Out weekend next week. Bye, bye.
What is the one thing that brought you back in the ring here in AEW? You can name one thing.
I can't hear you, Tony.